Brady's emotions have been boiling over on football fields since, I don't know, since 2007, maybe 2004, 5, and 6. All I know is that in 2007 on national TV, I was on ESPN then, I nicknamed Tom Brady on the field Psycho Tom because he has an alter ego. He has a split personality. It rears its ugly head, its crazed head during football games. And it's very real. It's not for show. It's not acting. It's not playing to the cameras. He just loses it. I'm talking about genuinely, authentically loses it. He boils over with competitive rage, and it is not a pretty sight. Most glaring early example of this, you might remember a game in 2007 as they're heading toward an undefeated season. The Patriots in Foxborough hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a few days before that game, a young safety for the Steelers named Anthony Smith, he's in his second year, third rounder out of Syracuse, dared to guarantee a victory over Tom Brady and company in Foxborough. What's Brady do early on in that game? He goes deep to Randy Moss for a touchdown over poor Anthony Smith. And Tom Brady ran all the way to the end zone. Never seen anything like this in my career. Ran all the way to the end zone to get in poor Anthony Smith's face to tell him how wrong he was about his guarantee. I had never, ever seen any quarterback do anything of that sort. But that's Tom Brady. I mean, Anthony Smith got demoted after that game. He wasn't worth Brady's ire, but that's Brady. And by the way, that's Jordan-esque. I'll get to that more in a moment. 2011, on the bench, Tom Brady lost it. Just lashed out verbally at Taekwon Underwood, who had failed to fight for a football that Brady had thrown him in the back of the end zone and it got intercepted. He went off on Taekwon Underwood. Then he went off on Bill O'Brien, just the way he's gone off many times on Josh McDaniels. Game days, Psycho Tom's been coming out for, 15, 16, 17 years. Remember the Super Bowl, his first in Tampa against the Chiefs? Brady got in a shouting match on the field after a play with Honey Badger. I mean, I think Honey Badger's a good guy. Pretty mild-mannered. We've had him on the show. Love him. A shouting match. Tom Brady and Honey Badger in a shouting match. Never seen anything like it. And soon after, Brady calls an option route to Antonio Brown on, of course, Honey Badger. And they beat him for a touchdown. Honey Badger beat him for a touchdown. That's Jordan-esque. And that is Tom Brady. Psycho Tom is the living, breathing, seething manifestation of his competitive rage. You see it come out in so many ways. Before the game, he's running up down the field. Let's go! It's not for show. It's real. Helmet butting. He used to helmet butt Gronk. Now, I don't know, somebody. He just goes a little nuts on the field. It's completely real. And guess what? I have never, ever heard a single teammate say they have any problem with any of the above. Not a single one. I have worked with many of Brady's ex-teammates, many who know him, many. Trust me, on the record, off the record, I have never heard a peep of criticism from any of those players about Brady. Not a peep. Not a single word. Not once. I'm as God is my witness, not once. I'd tell you if I had heard, but I've heard not anything. His tablet throwing and his fit throwing is not. It's not about him. It's not to enhance or promote his brand. It's just about winning, pure and simple. It's about driving and inspiring his teammates. It's Jordan-esque. But in this case, unlike with Michael Jordan, get to that in just a moment, I'm pretty sure all of Brady's teammates have loved the way he behaves on the field. They might think it's a little crazy, but they love it. I think it inspires all of them. They know that Psycho Tom is Brady's rocket fuel. mean, what quarterback would have run 40 yards down the field to get into it with Marshawn Lattimore with the game tied 3-3 early in the fourth quarter? No quarterback would have done that. Name somebody. I can just tell you, no other quarterback would have ever done that. And as you know, here came Mike Evans flying in to shove down Lattimore. They have bad blood, but as Mike turned to the referee and said, "Come on, that's Tom Brady." You can see him mouth it on TV, on the video. That's Tom Brady flying into Brady's defense. He'd run through a wall for Tom Brady. He's the first, after he got ejected, after they won the game, he's standing in the tunnel. First guy to hug Tom Brady, Mike Evans. Loves the guy. Die for the guy. The short-term loss here is a long-term gain for Brady. Obviously, Mike Evans got suspended. Now they're up against it against Green Bay, a top 10 defense in Tampa Bay. But that psycho Tom behavior and Mike Evans' response to it is, in the end, why Brady's won all those Super Bowls. He changed the culture of what used to be called the Succaneers almost overnight during a pandemic. I've never seen anything like it before. He instilled the Patriot way in Tampa Bay. It's why I proclaim Tom Brady the greatest leader in the history of sports. That team is united around him. As crazy as his behavior gets, they believe in him, and they're utterly behind him in every way, shape, and form. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.